Nationell here, play-by-play for the Abby Canucks. You got it locked on the line change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast.
Is Ivar Stenberg actually the #1 player in the 2026 NHL Draft? While Gavin McKenna gets the highlight reel hype, NHL scouts are quietly obsessed with the pro-ready toolkit of the Swedish powerhouse. He isn't just a playmaker, he's a relentless, puck-dominant engine that changes the culture of a franchise. In today's 2026 NHL Draft Prospects profile, we're breaking down the profile to show you why Stenberg might have the highest ceiling in the entire class and why skipping him could be a monumental mistake for any team that decides to pass up on Stenberg. Canucks Nation, welcome back to the Line Change. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Line Change. And welcome to the latest NHL Draft Prospects profile. In this video, as mentioned, we are diving into Ivar Stenberg. So let's go ahead and check this out right now. Let me just pull this up. So here we go. Ivar Stenberg, 2026 NHL Draft Prospect Profile. So, of course, his 2016 was Frölunda HC of the SHL. And, of course, Stenberg, along with Frölunda, won the championship in their league. Date of birth is September 30th, 2007. Place of birth, Stenungsund, Sweden. 5'11", 183 pounds, shoots left, a left wing, and a right winger. Of course, these NHL draft eligibility is 2026 is his first year of eligibility when it comes to the draft. Now, taking a look at the NHL Central Scouting, they have him first among European skaters. In CAM's Consensus Elite Prospects, he's ranked first. And Peter Berrettini's March rankings, he was ranked second behind Gavin McKenna. In Andrew Forbes' February rankings, he also was ranked second. And then in Jordan Orth's February rankings, he was ranked first. In SMAT Scouting, he was ranked second. Craig Button from TSN has him at second. And then Dauber Prospects midseason rankings had him at second as well. Then you had Tony Ferrari of THN having him ranked at first. Now, it's very rare to see an 18-year-old prospect keep up and thrive at one of the top senior levels in the world. All eyes have been on Ivar Stenberg to see how he would fare in the SHL, and he excelled every step of the way, elevating his game throughout the season. In the process, he had one of the most impressive seasons by a draft-eligible player in that league in some time. His 32 points in 41 games puts him in a tie for 37th overall in points with a 0.78 point per game pace. Compared to other draft-eligible players, he's currently third all-time in scoring among skaters from the SHL, having a better draft season than other notable forwards like Nicholas Backstrom, Leo Carlsson, and William Eklund. The only ones with better results were Henrik and Daniel Sedin. Do you remember those two guys? 34 and 42 points, respectively. Stenberg has exemplified great smarts and skill. He's a consistent factor offensively and maintained his dominance against senior competition that left everyone in awe. The way that he composes himself on the ice and plays at a high level every shift is remarkable. He never takes one off and is always competitive and displaying a pro work ethic. That mindset, drive, and energy is what separates him from everyone else on the ice and this draft class, as it can fast track him to the NHL. Stenberg's high IQ and awareness on both sides of the puck alone make him worthy of a first overall pick. He finds the open ice very well, takes the time to quickly assess what he wants to do, and swiftly attacks while making quick and smart decisions with the puck. He does a great job of putting himself in great spots to succeed for dangerous opportunities or set-up plays. He might have an average frame at 5'11", 183 pounds, but he is extremely competitive in board battles in the corners and does a great job to make chip and chase plays to quickly retrieve and regain puck possession. Without it, he's quick to take time and space away from attackers and shows great compete in disrupting plays with his reach and separate players from the puck with his body positioning to regain possession. Stenberg is a great skater with strong edge work and speed. He's got great agility, especially when he builds up in the defensive end and gains that momentum through the neutral zone to attack head on. He's deceptive with his movements, and the combination of his strong puck handling and skills makes him very elusive and unpredictable. He works well through traffic and pushes to the middle intently, as he can quickly locate his teammates to make quick passing plays and make highly skilled ones in small spaces. While he has great passing and playmaking vision, he has a dangerous shot as well, keeping his head up and picking corners with great accuracy. There are very few flaws with Stenberg's game, given how he's adapting and playing at the senior level. If there's to be any nitpicking, there have been times where the consistency hasn't been as strong and he needs to get up to speed. While he makes high-end plays, sometimes the simple ones can be effective for him, given at how quick of a pace he can play and can fumble the puck at times. Again, that's being over analytical for a player that has continued to adapt and dominate a pro game at such a young age. Let's take a look at Ivar Stenberg's NHL Draft projection. Coming into the season, Stenberg was a guaranteed top 3 prospect. As of now, it's a close battle between him and Gavin McKenna for first overall. While you can't deny McKenna's elite skill, playmaking, and improvement in other areas of his game, Stenberg's consistency, overall play, and ability to handle his own in physical engagements puts him up there in those categories. What he has done this season against senior competition can't be overlooked, and everything he does is translatable in order for him to get to the NHL sooner than later. He is equally a scorer and a playmaker. He can do both in a multitude of ways. He plays with intensity and displayed above average compete level in the SHL last season. Stenberg's skill and hands are near the top of the draft class. It can make opposing players look foolish with both subtle feints and spectacular dekes. This is coming from Jordan Harris of Dobber Prospects. His vision is elite, as is the rate at which he's able to process his options on the ice, finding opportunities before his opponents have a clue of what's going on. He's got quick hands to pair with his quick mind, and he's an excellent skater. This is coming from Hannah Stewart of Bleacher Report. When he's not finding the score sheet, he's been a very smart off-puck player who is putting in the work at both ends of the ice. He's a very agile skater, effectively using his edges to shake opponents and find open lanes for himself to burst through with the puck. That's coming from Tony Ferrari of the Hockey News. Let's take a look at his strengths. High-end vision and smarts, quick pace of play, and the ability to adjust to any situation, great speed and edge work, strong compete level and drive, great puck control and skill, strong 200-foot game. Let's take a look at some improvements that he could make to his game. Can learn to keep things simple under pressure, not a big player, but can handle his own. Now let's take a look at his NHL potential. There isn't any doubt that Stenberg can make the NHL sooner than later with his ability to adapt and adjust to whatever level he plays at. The competitive nature, the skill, the ability to play in all situations makes him a very valuable top-line winger that can make his presence felt on both sides of the puck. His progression, the elite skill set, and the potential he has truly makes him an entertaining player to watch. He's a player that teams and coaches will love, given the combination of the determination and skill in his game. Let's take a look at his risk and reward analysis. Looking at the risk, 1 out of 5. The reward, 5 out of 5. Let's take a look at the fantasy hockey potential. His offense is an 8 out of 10, and so is his defense. Let's take a look at his awards and achievements. Stenberg already has a long list of accolades. He won a bronze medal at the 2024 Hlinka Gretzky Cup and silver medals at the World U18 Championships and World Junior A Championship, where he was the best player on both rosters. He was a top 3 player for Sweden at the World Junior Championship, winning a gold medal. Recently, he added a Champions League championship to his resume. There's some links to some interviews he did, both on the Daily Faceoff and Elite Prospects. I will leave a link to this in the description down below. You guys can check those out. But let's take a look at his stats now. So starting in 2018-2019 with Sweden Selects U12, he had 6 points in 7 games. And then in 2019-2020 in Sten Ung-Sun HF U16, he had 2 points in 6 games. And then that's in the U16 2, he had 8 points in 4 games. And then in 2020-2021 with that same U16-2 team, he had 5 points in 1 game. And then in the HF U16, he had 10 points in 3 games. Then in the HF U18, he had 1 point in 3 games. And then in 2021-2022 with Frölunda, he had in HCU 16, he had 32 points in 21 games, 6 points in 6 games for Frölunda HCU 16. And then Bohuslän Dow, he had 1 point in 5 games. And then in 22-23 with Frölunda HCU 16, he had 32 points in 12 games, 3 points in 3 games with the U16 SM of the U16. And then the HC U18, he had 17 points in 12 games, and then 8 points in 14 games with the U18 Nationell. Göteborg, he had 8 points in 7 games. In the Sweden U16 All International Junior, did not collect a point in 3 games. And in 23-24 with Frölunda HC U18, he had 32 points in 18 games, following that up with 30 points in 13 games at the U18 Nationell. And then with the Frölunda HC U20, 8 points in 9 games. And then at the World Hockey Championships with Sweden, he had 10 points in 7. And then that same international junior tournament, he had 24 points in 19 games. And then Frölunda HC U18 in 24-25, he had 8 points in 3 games, 6 points in 1 game for the U18 Nationell. And then the Frölunda HC U20, he had 53 points in 27 games. Then Frölunda HC in the SHL, 3 points in 25 games. And then with the Helinka Gretzky Cup, he had 10 points in 5 games, 11 points in 5 games for the WJAC 19 with Sweden U18. He had 13 points in 7 games at the WJC 18 with Sweden. And then for the International Junior in 24-25, he had 51 points in 29 games, 33 points in 43 games for this past season for Frölunda HC in the SHL, 3 points in 12 games in the Champions tournament. And then, of course, the Sweden U20, he had 10 points in 7 games. And then in the international junior level, he had 18 points in 15 games. Of course, we won't show you the videos on here just due to copyright, but you guys can always check them out over on the article that I post in the description down below. And I guess actually on that note, that is the end of this profile. So I hope you guys enjoyed yet another prospect profile. Definitely check out the article that I post in the description down below. It's going to be a great read. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the line change, and be sure to have your notifications turned on so you don't miss more in-depth analysis of your Vancouver Canucks as well as your 2026 NHL draft prospects. And let's take a look at the NHL betting odds for March 31st, 2026. Let me just bring this up real quick. We'll go with the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Islanders. Sabres are a minus 1.5 and a plus 136 on the puck line. The Islanders are a plus 1.5 and a minus 162 on the puck line, while they are a plus 164 on the money line, and the Sabres are a minus 198 on the money line. Just a reminder, these odds are, of course, subject to change, and of course, please play responsibly. Now, I want to thank a sponsor of this video, none other than DraftKings Sportsbook, which is, of course, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is built for the fastest game on ice. With player props and live betting, every shift, every shot, every save gives you options to get in on the game with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois, 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario, restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which will expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright 2026 NHL, all rights reserved. This video has been a presentation of both DraftKings Sportsbook as well as the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, where it's every team, everywhere. Drop your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next NHL Prospects Profile.